Hi, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm Mark Crandall.
And I'm Mark Crandall.
You know that means it must be Cooking with the Crandalls.
Crandalls.
All right. Anyway, how you been doing? I mean, we took a little bit off, you know.
Yep, little hiatus to regroup and to do things. And we're back and we're better. And now we can even say hello to Framingham and Natick and everybody else who
It's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah. It's a nice feeling.
So,
Hey,
what's going on? So anyway, during our show today, we have a few items.
That's right.
You're doing your special meatloaf today.
I'm doing a meatloaf. And I'm going to teach you how to do a meatloaf that's so easy that the kids at the Johnson Elementary School in Natick will feel very comfortable helping their mom or dad do it.
Of course, and they'll be begging to do it.
That's right.
As a appetizer today, aperitif, if you will, I have a Calypso salad. We're going to be using fresh mandarin oranges,
Okay.
some dried cranberries, my own special candied walnuts.
Oh,
I
very
actually
good.
made before that. I'll explain how to make them
Yeah.
when I use them.
And I tried them, and they're very good.
So they must be good.
Yeah.
And easy. We're going to take some pita bread, slice it into quarters, and then just grill it with some butter and use it as kind of a different thing. Piece and cake. You put some chicken on it if you want, you know,
That's
anything.
the nice thing about that recipe. You could just expand it to do anything you want.
Oh, you can do anything
Cooking
with
is
it.
so fun.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, and you could put anything on it. If, you know, raisins are your forte, put some raisins on that. But, you know, we're just trying to keep it simple today.
Yep.
And then also, we're going to make a homemade pasta salad today.
Homemade pasta salad.
Just easy stuff today.
Easy stuff.
I heard you have something else in mind for a dessert.
Perhaps a strawberry shortcake.
Sounds
With
pretty
homemade everything. Except I didn't grow all the strawberries this time.
good.
I didn't grow the flour and grind it down or anything like that.
Didn't grind the food?
No, I didn't grind it.
Didn't get it from the mill or anything?
No.
This is not organic. You used pesticides and everything on that?
Get out. But
Anyway, let's get down to
why don't you
business.
start going? What I did is I went to the supermarket. While you're doing cutting up, you're cutting up the...
Just cutting a pepper.
What I did was I went to the supermarket and we're going to make this meatloaf a little different. We're going to use some pork and some beef. Okay? A lot of people use just regular old beef in their meatloaf, you know, hamburger. And that's good, and that gives it a flavor. We're going to use a little bit of a pork. We're going to use some pork. So I had a nice pork butt chopped up, cut up into hamburger, and we'll be going to use that. And what that's going to actually do is it's going to make the meatloaf a little bit lighter by using the pork in there and give it a little different flavor. And so what's going to happen with that is we'll make the basic meatloaf recipe using the breadcrumbs and the eggs and those type of things. But what we're going to be doing is using a little bit of half and half. The meatloaf of the hamburg and the pork burg, if you will.
Yeah, the pork burg.
Right.
We're making up words. It's fine.
Pork burg.
Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm taking the green pepper right now. I've already, de-seeded it, if you will. And I'm just going to cut it. Now, for a pasta salad, we're probably going to want it in thin strips. So I'm just going to cut it into strips right now.
Okay.
All right.
Now, the nice thing about a pasta salad is it can go at any point in time. It's not just for the summer, although we associate pasta salad and things like that with barbecues and grills and stuff like that. But you can actually have it all throughout the year, and it's very healthy for you.
Oh, yeah, it's very healthy.
It's very healthy.
All right. Anyway, so we got it in a bunch of strips. Let's see. Probably going to make it... If you're making the pasta salad, you know, the more peppers for the more the amount of pasta. We're going to have a pretty big bowl of pasta today.
Okay.
So I'm going to cook, you know, probably half a pepper into it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see the difference here, but this is going to be with the, this is the pork in here, and this is the hamburger, so the beef. So it's a little bit lighter. The pork is actually a little lighter than the regular hamburger. And believe it or not, I had both of them ground. So I'm going to use about a pound of each in here. Okay? And I had both of them grind. And you know what's interesting? People say, oh, you know, I want to get my 85% or 90% hamburger, and it costs like $3.89 a pound.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden you have a sale at the supermarket, and something's on sale for, $1.89 a pound.
Mm-hmm.
A nice piece of meat, top round or something like that.
Like a nice piece.
Just have them grind it. So you've got 90, 93, 94% meat for a good price.
Yeah, plus you just saved a bunch of money.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
Now, right here, I just have some cherry tomatoes. Pick it up from your local grocer, and I am just going to slice those. And I'm going to slice them kind of thin. And we're going to use them in the salad, just as a toss-up.
Yeah.
Now, I actually made a pasta salad with cheddar cheese the other day, which turned out shredded cheddar.
Yeah.
And it turned out very well.
So instead of using feta cheese, you use cheddar
just
cheese.
the cheddar cheese.
Interesting.
It's a different flavor contrast. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's still a strong cheese, but not as strong as feta.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some breadcrumbs, and I'm going to use basically about a cup of breadcrumbs. I was planning on making my own today, and then I turned around and said, no. No.
Well, I was at the store.
Yeah. So it's much easier. Now I'm putting the breadcrumbs in, and what I like to do is to put parsley. Now, the interesting thing about parsley is about a teaspoon of parsley. Parsley's good. There's a little bit of smell, but not a lot of bit of smell.
Okay.
The oregano. The oregano.
Oregano.
There's a little bit of that very strong smell. Very strong smell. So you don't use as much. And the difference between oregano and basil is we'll use about a tablespoon of basil. Is that...
I like basil.
Yeah, basil's sweet. And
it's got a very mild licorice flavor in basil.
I like it. I like it. Where oregano is pretty pungent, really strong.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to use a little bit of garlic salt. There you go. Now, that's pretty easy so far. Straightforward, easy. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is put in an egg. Now, remember don't just put your egg, break the egg and put it in here. Because sometimes you might get,
that bad egg.
A bad egg. And if you put it in already,
you just ruined all that.
Yeah. So the best thing to do is to take the egg and crack them open separately in a separate thing. And that way you can get the shells out too. There you dump in.
Yep.
There you go. Now, one of the things about eggs is that eggs always, when you put the eggs in, what does the egg do? It makes it...
Oh, it makes it very flight. That's light and fluffy right there.
That's right.
Now you're speaking in my terms.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to put basically maybe 3 eggs in there, but I don't want all the egg yolk. So I'm just going to dump the white part and put that in there.
Okay.
And you can save the egg yolk for lemon custard or something else, or if you have a dog or a cat, they might like it.
Or if you want to make a homemade hollandaise sauce or just something, little things you can do with the extra egg. So don't waste them at home.
No, not at all. Now what I'm going to do is my hands are very clean here. And I'm just going to mix it.
All right. Now I made it easy on myself. I don't have to chop any black olives today.
We got them took the easy approach.
Pre-sliced for that one.
See that, and that makes it easier too for you kids at home helping in the kitchen and doing things. You don't have as many sharp knives around. You don't have to do things like that. I'm actually going to add a little more breadcrumb.
Okay.
Okay. And then just keep mixing.
It looks good. All right. Well, we've already chopped the peppers and the tomatoes, and of course we have the olives right in front of us.
Okay.
Which means that we need the pasta. So I'm going to go ahead and I already have some water boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and drop some pasta in there.
Okay. Now, one of the things about this meatloaf is you can make it any way you want. I had a friend who just happens to be a girl Not girlfriend, but a friend who's a girl.
There you go. You got to clear that up.
That's right.
sometimes,
Hello,
you know?
Mom. What? And
Mom, what?
yeah,
What?
who? What?
Dad said what? When?
And what her mother used to do is to put an equal combination of veal and pork and hamburger. Give it a different,
like a 33 and a third percent of each, you know?
Yeah, and make it a little, you know. And so that was okay. Now, what we're going to do later, okay, now I'm going to take this and put this into a pan. Okay. Okay, and just spread it out.
Okay.
Now, we're going to cook this for about 25 minutes. Okay. And it's because it's about a 2-inch deep pan.
Yep.
If it was shallower, we would go a little less, obviously. And if it was a deeper pan, we'd go a little more. But we're going to cook it at 350.
350?
And in about 20-25 minutes, we'll check on it. And you know how you like either a nice ketchup-based sauce on it, things like that, that goes on it?
Usually you get like ketchup on it.
Yeah, yeah. We'll put that on as it's almost done.
Okay.
So, and at that point, we can actually take it out and kind of drip, get the a lot of the fat that's cooked, you know, kind of spoon it out.
Yeah, it kind of gets to the top, the fat raises.
Yep. And then we'll, so make it as healthy as, you know, to get rid of the fat.
We're just trying to trim, you know, trim the fat, if you will.
So that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks good. I'll put it in the oven.
Let me get back in here.
Okay. All right, now while you're doing that, you know, that takes care of that. So I'm going to explain how I cook these walnuts right here. Now there's two traditional ways to candy a walnut. One of my favorite ways, which I didn't use, is to create a simple syrup. We already actually mentioned this in an earlier show, but you know, I'll say it again, you know, just in case you forgot.
Sure.
What you're going to need to do is a simple syrup is equal parts water and sugar, and you're going to put the sugar into the water, you know, the boiling water, heat it up, simmer it, and just stir it.
Okay.
And all the sugar actually dissolves into the water, and it becomes a syrup texture.
Very good.
So, you know, spread the walnuts, walnut halves, walnut quarters, whatever you're trying to make, on a sheet pan, and then just coat the simple syrup on it.
Yeah.
Put it in the oven, toast it like you would.
Nice.
Re-dip the walnuts with the syrup after they get out.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon.
So is it almost like you put it in, let it kind of dry out, and then re-emerge it to put like a second coat on it?
Exactly.
There you go.
It's just so...
Simple, plain English terms.
Yeah, the way I did it is actually easier. I didn't use the simple syrup method. What I did was I put the walnuts in a saute pan with maybe a quarter, like a quarter cup of butter, and put sugar up the top, and sauteed the walnuts in the sugar and butter.
Very good.
And it ends up coating it, and you know, you'll get the brown sugar spots around it.
Oh, okay.
So it's really good.
Very good.
It's very easy too. Very easy. Just, you know, throw it in a saute pan with some butter, sprinkle some sugar over the top. If it doesn't look candied enough, then add a little bit more sugar.
Oh, excellent.
You know?
Excellent.
Easy stuff.
Excellent. What I'm going to do, you're waiting on the pasta for a second?
Yep.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting the ingredients ready for the strawberry shortcake. Okay? So can we come back in a minute?
If you want to come back in a minute?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break, and we'll be getting ready for the pasta. What is this now?
This is pasta. We're going to be getting ready for the pasta salad, and also we got the Calypso salad. Now, the Calypso salad you can make, I got the field greens, the mix, just to make it easier and realistic at the same time.
Okay, that's what this is for here.
Yep, this is right here.
Yep.
So we got the mix of the lettuce. In it, I see red leaf lettuce. I see a little bit of iceberg lettuce, and maybe a little bit of romaine with some carrots in the mix. So that's, you know, your basic field green mix right here.
You can make it any way you want it. You could put radishes in here, radicchio, all that stuff.
Radicchio. Right? You could throw some Boston lettuce in there.
Okay.
Just anything you want, but the red leaf lettuce is actually in there for color.
Okay.
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 All right.
So, all right, we'll be right back.
This is Tiki Barber for the Fresh Air Fund. Children who have never experienced the country can when you call to host a Fresh Air Fund child.
All right. Well,
All right.
We're back, so let's get down to business. What I did was I took the penne pasta out of the boiling water because it was done, and I actually chilled it by putting cold water on it.
And that stops it from cooking.
It stops the cooking, and so it's not overcooked pasta. And plus, pasta salad, I've never really had it warm before,
Okay.
if you will.
Okay.
So what I did is I took the pita bread, and I sliced it in half.
Yep.
And I'm actually going to slice it in the half lengthwise as well.
And what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 cups of flour and 1/4 cup of sugar. And I'm going to use 1 tablespoon baking powder.
Okay. And I'm going to slice off some butter, put it in a saute pan.
About 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. As a chemical reaction to make it rise.
Of course.
1 beaten egg. No. Okay. Ba-dum-bum. Okay.
You get charged with
So
the salt.
basically, we got the sugar, the flour, the baking powder, the salt, and now this is not the lowest of fat in the world. They take 1/2 cup of butter, and we start mixing it in with 3/4 of a cup of milk.
Okay.
Now this is a tremendously simple, but delicious, I think, recipe for strawberry shortcake. Okay. Let me just mix this.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and mix up our Italian dressing.
Okay.
That sounded good.
Yep.
And let's pour it over there. And just mix it up.
Okay.
Looks good. And add all that good stuff we talked about earlier.
Okay. And through the magic of TV, I'm going to set this aside, because what you would do is you would actually, I've pre-made these. They're kind of still hot and warm, which is nice. What you would do is dollop them out onto a baking sheet and put them in the oven for 20 minutes at 450. Just that easy, and that's what it looks like. So I'm going to put one here, and I'll put these over here. And I'll put this milk over here.
Nice and messy.
And then, can I borrow that knife over there?
Yep. There you are.
Thank you. What I'm just going to do now is I am going to finger split this. Okay. And I am going to put a dollop of whipped cream on there.
Very good. Now you whipped that yourself, didn't you?
I did. I just whipped it. And you know, kids, that's the fun part, whipping cream. Remember we made whipped cream before we even let it go so far as it became butter?
Yep.
You know?
And that was nice, though, because it was freshly whipped butter on our bread. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't intentionally make it. We were actually trying to get some whipped cream for, I think it was some fresh strawberries we had in our backyard. But
Yeah.
turned into some good butter for bread.
Dad, is this done yet? Oh, yeah.
I think it's all set.
It's butter.
Now, everything Greek, everything's Greek. We got some feta cheese going in here.
And I'm going to put another little dollop.
And just going to go ahead
Okay.
mix it up with my
And
hands.
put that
They're
aside.
clean.
And you know what? This is ready for plate up. Okay.
And we got that.
there.
I'm just going to quickly wash my hands.
Okay. And actually, through the magic of TV, I've got a meatloaf here that's all ready. Okay?
Very good.
So
but
what
I
I
have
did-
the pita bread actually toasted over here.
Yeah.
Has flipped it over. We've got the pasta salad, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside.
Okay.
And I'm going to start the Calypso salad.
Beautiful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. And could you get a plate? Yeah, a couple plates. Attaboy. Yeah.
Here we are.
There we are.
No
Put
problem.
that up there.
Yep.
gonna
Put
put
a
that-
little pasta salad on there.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll start cutting up some strawberries for the rest of the crew.
No problem.
Mike.
The
over
best
there.
part
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. It's
Mike
going.
knows what's coming. All right. So we go. Then the fun part, which is opening the bag. Of course, I try to open it that way. Use the scissors. It's got the snip thing on it.
Oh yeah.
So I try to open it with my hands.
Why be
you know.
ordinary?
Why be ordinary?
That's right.
So we're just going to take a little bit of this. Mm-hmm. And this you can use any dressing for. You know,
Yeah.
a nice citrus vinaigrette. You know,
Oh yeah.
or a balsamic
Oh,
even.
yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's all relative. Whatever you feel like.
That really looks
Honestly.
delicious. Nice fresh. You know, you put the Italian dressing on there, but I've had some that had what do they call that? That mustard,
Mustard
honey
vinegar?
mustard
Honey
or something
mustard?
like that. Different, you know. Everything's whatever you want to do. And this looks really good.
Oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
Easy stuff. Easy stuff here. And this is, you know, you can do this for anything. If you have a dinner gathering over at your house,
Yep.
you know, just have a house party. You know, set up some appetizers.
Yeah, it's
Throw a
good.
Calypso salad at them. They'll be impressed. And it just takes seconds to make.
Throwing that?
Yeah. Throw in some mandarin oranges up the top.
Oh, this looks good. And we must be right up against the clock there, Mike, huh? All righty.
All right. So we're looking...
So remember, that meatloaf in the oven, just, you know, when it comes out, just drain it a little bit. And then what I do is I made my own ketchup dressing, and you use about a quarter cup of ketchup with a third of a teaspoon of a dry mustard, and then a tablespoon of brown sugar.
All right.
And just mix that together and put it over the meatloaf, and you're all set.
All right. So...
And if you want to add a little barbecue, you can add a little barbecue to the top. You want to make it a little spicier? Put a little spice on there, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you can take maybe some beef broth or something, put some mushrooms in it, have it kind of be like a marsala sauce for it on the side. Put some
Wow.
marsala wine in there, you're all set.
It's fun.
Reduce it
it's
on the
just
stove.
fun. It's fun.
All right.
So, plate up.
All right, here we go. We got the, of course, the delicious strawberry shortcake there.
Yep.
With the homemade shortbread.
Yeah.
Um,
That's dessert.
That's dessert, though. We'll start off with the Calypso salad.
Yep.
All right, we got the fresh mandarin oranges, so you can see the craisins on there. The dried up cranberries.
Yeah.
And the fresh baked pita on the side. You
That
know.
looks really good, Art.
It's very good.
Okay.
And then we have the meatloaf, the pasta salad. We end with the strawberry
We're done.
shortcake. I think that's a good show.
I'm Art Crandall.
I'm Art Crandall.
That's Cooking with the Crandalls.
We'll see you
Thanks.
next time.
You bet.